What's going on, everybody? 4 years, actually 4+ years of dump trailer ownership. I've bought in 3 of them. I currently have 2. I did sell one. That was a mistake, but we're back in it. We're back in the dump trailer game. I'm going to go through my costs, the pros, the cons, what I charge, how much money I make per dump, all that good stuff. Let's get right into it. All right, we're back, guys. All right, so it's been 4+ years of owning dump trailers. Not gonna lie, the first dump trailer I bought, I was super stoked, but I actually was somebody offered me well over what I paid for it brand new, and this was during COVID, and I sold it thinking I was just gonna go buy another one, but obviously COVID, manufacturer delays, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, anyways, but 2021-ish, I think it was, I got the gooseneck, and then obviously this dump trailer is behind me. I don't think you guys can see it back there. I got that a little over a year ago as well. So we have 2 dump trailers. Fantastic. I absolutely love them. And the pros for dump trailers are pretty obvious, you guys. Obviously, if you're into debris removal, you're going to need to have something to remove debris. Dump trailers are far superior to me than just say those just basically trailers that have the dig out chain and you can dig them out. Those obviously are cheaper and they work, don't get me wrong, but dump trailers are so much more versatile in what you can do, because the reason why I got the dump trailer is not only debris removal, it's obviously equipment, transportation, and obviously acquisition, and of course material transportation and acquisition. And it is absolutely imperative to be able to dump, topsoil, dump, 21 AA, and not have to worry about hand digging it out of your dig out trailer. So having a dump trailer has absolutely changed my business for the better. I am a construction remodeler and new construction kind of contractor, so these things stay on my job sites for weeks, sometimes months. I've gotten these dump trailers on job sites for months, just there to keep job sites clean. And I always have some place to dump debris, and it really is just a convenience factor, 100%. I absolutely love them. And then obviously having 2 of them, because we do run multiple job sites at one time. One could be at a job site where the guys are working, and I can be like I am doing right now, behind here in the Staples parking lot. I can be, transporting materials, going to job, and then the small jobs where you don't need an entire dump trailer, but you do need to get debris out of there, a couple of trash bins or whatnot. You can hop to job, and absolutely keep job sites clean, keeps customers happy. Because if you're in the remodeling, construction, new construction business, you'll know that keeping a job sites clean is almost as important as actually doing the work that you're paid to do, because it's somebody's house, especially in residential. So next pro was obviously, besides the convenience, is another additional income stream. I rent these dump trailers out. The 16-footer, I do have a higher side on it, so it's about 15 cubic yards. This 14-footer behind me, lower side, I think we're at like 12.5 yards. I want to say something like that. So, but I charge a flat rate of $499 per dump, and then that is for 1 week. I give a customer 1 week, but obviously these are for my job site, so I still build these in to my estimate and my bid to a customer, and it's per dump, per load. But if I want to, I can keep, that's the point of it. The convenience factor is if I want to, I can keep a dump trailer on a job site for longer than a week, or I can pull it out before then if it's already full, of course, and keep moving forward. It's super convenience factor. But my pricing is $499, and it ranges. My local transfer station charges between $135 to $147 to dump these, and that's with, including 4,000 pounds, and then it's an additional $35-$40 for each additional ton after that. So you're not going to get, with this cubic yardage, you're not, for debris, for residential, unless it's asphalt shingles, like there's nothing gonna kind of top that 4,000 pound mark for these, because most of it's lightweight. Even furniture and stuff, you'd be surprised. It takes up space, and it is heavy, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not tons heavy, if that makes sense. So if I need something, obviously concrete and stuff like that, we're going to get something smaller and something that I can actually beat up, when my guys can actually throw concrete into a bin, and not my nice dump trailers, because concrete will beat these dump trailers up for sure. You can always change the pricing on your dump trailers. I started out, I think it was like $350, but I obviously went up from there. It depends on obviously how much it costs you to dump. I've charged more. I've charged $700-800 for a dump because of the location that trailer was at, plus also the pain in the butt factor of the entire dump is a long way. You got to charge for your time. You got to charge for picking it up on the weekend if they need it. Special requirements call for special pricing. So, and I've gotten free dumps given to customers because sometimes they appreciate it. I'm already making a bunch of money on the job site. they want to throw away extra stuff, no problem, throw it in the dump trailer. It helps. Keep in mind though, the customers can get not possessive, but entitled to being able to use your dump trailer whenever they want to, or for other things besides the agreed upon scope of work, shall we say. And it's also in my contract, which I'll link in the description below, you guys. If you guys want to copy my contract, you guys can email me. I do sell it, but it's always, dump trailers are for the scope of work of the estimate only, and then if anything else gets thrown in there, the customer is responsible for, because I've gone to my job sites and seen like a bunch of beds and mattresses in the back of the dump trailer. So you just go up to the customer, hey, are these yours? Oh no, they're not. So what do you want me to do? If we need an extra dump, it's an additional fee, or I can leave these on the side of the road and your local municipality can, they might be able to take them. So just keep that in mind. So sometimes it's still a pro. I love these dump trailers, but there is some things where customers do get entitled. One of the best things about the dump trailers is if you needed more, you can always just go buy another one. It's not like you have to upgrade. You can literally just go buy 2, 3, or 4, or keep going as far as your fleet's concerned, which is nice. They are expensive. You're looking at 50, for a decent one. These are 16K dump trailers, by the way, because I want to be able to, haul around equipment that weighs 11,000 pounds, like a small mini skid steer or anything like that. So I needed the payload capacity. But if I wanted something else, if I'm just doing like landscaping, if I'm doing debris removal, you can get something that weighs, 12, something that only has like a 14K capacity, including the trailer, of course, 7K axles and all that kind of stuff, because you're never going to really fill that up for sure. But if you want the capacity, you're going to want to, you want to be able to haul bigger loads, and, you're going to need those bigger axles underneath it. And that's where your CDL and all your requirements go into effect there too. We'll get into the cons real quick. Of course, the cons are biased. I do not care. I still love these dump trailers, but you need to be able to, one con is, hey, it's a trailer, you need to be able to store it. Like, so where are you going to store it at your house? You're going to store, I use a storage location that I can store these dump trailers at. Most of the time, don't get me wrong, they're on job sites making money, because that's what I bought them for, income producing assets. They are absolutely, the con for it is like, if I'm not using them and they're not making me money, I've got to store them someplace, because I can't keep them in my house. So storing them is, it can be a pain in the butt sometimes. You got to be able to store it. Next con with dump trailers is this is over just paying somebody else. Like, you got to be able to empty the dump trailer. So you got to have someplace you can empty the dump trailer relatively convenient to you for you to be able to make money like you should be. And for me, that dump is about 20 minutes from my house. And if it was 25, 30 minutes, my price would have to go up, obviously. And of course, my price depends on the range of where I've got to drive to dump that dump trailer. So you got to keep that in mind. But it's not super convenient, but it's not very inconvenient as well. But it also is a con. You got a full dump trailer, you got to be able to empty it. And there's been times where that transfer station has not been open, and that dump trailer sits full, and I can't use it until it reopens, or I go to a actual landfill, which the price actually doubles the dump trailer, which eats into your profits, of course. All right, so let's get into the must-haves. I already told you about the pros and cons. You guys probably, if you're watching this, you're probably already on the fence with it. If you're gonna buy a dump trailer, buy the biggest one you can with your whatever tow vehicle you have. Legally, obviously, if you're going into the CDL kind of thing, you make sure you have a CDL, commercial driver's license, in case you didn't know. But if your truck can handle a 14,000 pound dump trailer, get a 14,000 pound, because it's better to have the payload and not need it than to need it and not have it. And there's a lot of trailer manufacturers out there, so do your research. I have found I have SureTrack dump trailers because, one, the dealer that I buy for is pretty good as far as service is concerned, and also SureTrack is a good mid to upper range as far as a manufacturer for their trailers. I'd say a highest tier would be like a Diamond C, but I've seen those have problems as well. And you want to stay away from the lower tier dump trailers out there, because they're welds and you can see how they fall apart. But do your research. Highly recommend you guys get a telescopic hoist, though that should be a no-brainer. I'm not sure why people don't do like telescopic hoist, but I know they have the scissor and the dual ram and everything like that. Telescopic hoist, I've overloaded the crap out of my 16-foot, and it had no problem dumping it. No problem dumping it. I'm not gonna self-incriminate myself here, but we were overloaded. So it's but it had no problem dumping it. Make sure that battery's charged. And we had other problems, but not with dumping it. That telescopic hoist is money, and it's going vertical, so it's very super efficient, you guys. Next would be double broached fenders, being able to walk on your fenders is a must for me. Having side steps, because I'm always on the side of the dump trailer trying to load stuff in there, trying to get the tarp over, trying to adjust the load. So having side steps and obviously fenders you can walk on is a must. If it doesn't have those, don't buy the trailer, period. Next would be absolutely having ramps with the trailer, because you want to be able to load equipment, loading whatever you want to in the dump trailer. Have ramps. Mine are undermounted, and absolutely they're heavy duty, but your trailer should have ramps and also rear leg jacks so it doesn't lift up your truck when you're trying to load equipment. I've done that one time. I made that mistake one time where I was loading a skid steer and I thought I broke the gooseneck because my trailer went sky. Like, I was looking at the sky because it lifted up the nose of the gooseneck, and I thought I snapped my gooseneck hitch. No, I lifted up the entire back end of the truck too with it, because when I backed down, it obviously lowered down and my truck was still attached. So lesson learned, absolutely lesson learned on that one. Next would be 7-gauge steel floor. You don't want something flimsy. Yes, it weighs more, but you're going to be throwing a bunch of stuff into your dump trailer. You want the most metal as possible. 7-gauge should be standard. I'd highly recommend you guys get a trailer with 7-gauge walls and floor, because it's just going to save you. It's going to last longer. These things are rust magnets. This is powder coated. These trailers, the ones I have, are powder coated, and I try to take care of them as best as possible. I live in Michigan, the Rust Belt area, but these things are rust buckets. They will rust. You just got to do a bunch of fluid film on it and keep it clean and try not to dry. And these don't, I'm not on the road with these every day. Matter of fact, in the wintertime, I try not to drive them as much as possible. They sit on job sites, but of course we're making money, we're driving them, so they're gonna get some salt on them. Make sure you guys take care of them, but having the most metal in your dump trailer means it's gonna last longer. And of course, 7-gauge is a little more expensive, but it shows the manufacturer will put that extra effort into quality, if you will. And that's basically what I've got for you guys on this. It's been four and a half years or so with these dump trailers, and I absolutely love them. They're a fantastic asset to my business. Again, I do remodeling, construction, and stuff like that. So these aren't on like a debris removal business, getting driven around all the time. Of course, you'd want, spare tire. I forgot to ask, you need a spare tire with these things, because you're gonna get flat. So a spare tire should be standard on any manufacturer's dump trailer for sure. But let me know in the comment section below if you guys have any do's, don'ts, any pros or cons. These things are a little heavy. They're made of metal, so they're gonna weigh a little bit. Just keep that in mind with your payload. I highly recommend you guys go with a 14K, especially if you have like a 3/4 ton or half ton truck. Half ton, 14K is max. I had a 16K with my F-150, and it was maxed out pretty quickly. So keep in mind, guys. Appreciate it. You guys like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next video.